there's a new Chewbacca bandolier strap. Fits over your shoulder for play and holds 10 action figures securely. Like new Princess Leia Organic and Breeze, each sold separately. It even has pouches.
New C-3PO collector's case Chewbacca bandolier strap.
Okay, how's the audio now? Windman's here, so thank you for joining me, Windman. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. I'm not sure. Let me know if you can hear me. That was dumb on my part. Okay, great. Getting back to something I had said earlier, the reason that I was away, that I haven't done a live stream in a while, is because I was prepping for Toronto Comic Con, and during that time, I had to use my my tablet while I was doing some artwork stuff, and I only have so many USB ports in the back of my Mac, so I had to unplug something to plug my tablet back in. And I guess it turns out that that it was my microphone, and I forgot to plug it back in. So there you go. I'm still it's still a learning curve, and I'm trying. I really am. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Well, if you missed it, then there you go. So, anyway, let's see. I'm going to recap a little bit of what I said because obviously the audio was corrupted there. So, basically, we're talking about the controversies lately in the collecting community in terms of new announcements, and this was the first one that I was going to talk about because I know everyone's talked about this one already, but most of it was people who don't like it. So I wanted to chip in my 2 cents about it. So that's the long and short of what I was saying. But as I was saying, the whole thing of this figure, in my opinion, is that you can't do this with medical grade silicone. You won't get this level of shine. You won't get the chrome reflectiveness of it. It would look weird in if you tried to do this with a medical grade silicone body that was seamless, perfectly seamless. I don't have a problem with the joints, as I was saying, simply because I know there's no other way to do this. I just don't see how they can do it any other way. But that said, I do see the joints, and I do understand why people who don't like it, why they don't like it. But like I was saying, I had expected the Hano line from Hot Toys to be tackling all of the comics accurate figures that Marvel was going to do, or DC or whatever. And they seem to have just I mean, I don't know, they might go back to it, but for now it seems like they've abandoned it. Because as I was saying earlier, like I have a bunch of them. I have the black suit Spider-Man, I have the brown and tan Wolverine. I have both the MCU version of that and the Hano version. And turn that. I don't know if you can you can't really, you can see the MCU one. But and I have the Hano Iron Man, but he's up there, you can't see him. But yeah, I think because they did Iron Man and it turned out really good. I think people thought that they would tackle Silver Surfer and that they would be able to do that one just as well. I think from a figure perspective, yes, I think they could have done it in medical grade silicone and the body would have looked amazing. The problem would have been the fact that you wouldn't get this kind of shine. You would not. They couldn't do this with medical grade silicone. It would eventually come off. It would. And then you'd be left with whatever that looks like underneath. And it wouldn't look like Silver Surfer. You'd basically it would look like a bald naked man. That's what you would probably end up with. Yeah, you need for sure. You need the shine. You absolutely have to have that level of shine. And yeah, nobody wants a naked man figure just sitting there in their collection without any context. Context is important. Yeah, it would be the Gray Surfer, exactly. I don't know if you remember in the second Fantastic Four movie when with the Silver Surfer in it. There's that point where they're draining his power. Doctor Doom is draining his power, and he just turns into this sort of gray. He looks like he's made of lead when he loses his powers for a bit, and that's what this thing would end up looking like if the chrome look were to chip off or peel off or whatever. And over time, that's exactly what would happen. So I think this is the only way that they could do this. I do love that it comes with Thor's hammer, though. That's really cool. That is a very cool thing as well. But yeah, I understand. Like I said, I understand why people don't like the joints. I fully get that. I would be on the same page completely with people complaining about it if there was another way to do it. But I fully don't believe that there is. And the alternative is we just don't get a Silver Surfer until they've got the technology to make one. And I'm fine with this. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's going to look great in my collection. I think it's going to fit right in with Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four. I'm 100% keen to see how this looks in hand. Also, you got to remember how things look in hand are very different from the way that they look in the promotional photos. I mean, some of the poses, yeah, a little bit wonky, but I mean that's just that's just the sideshow people who are trying to take photos or the Hot Toys photographers. They aren't always the best. I find more of the blogger photos are better than these guys. But the other thing too is he's magnetic. He sticks to the board, which I think is really cool. I think that's an amazing way to do this. So there's give and take, right? You have to know going in, you're not going to get everything perfect. It's just not the way, especially when you've got a character like this that's so not realistic. I mean, in the sense of it's fantastical, like it's not a character that's going to be, you're never going to be able to do this in real life without CG, for instance. And it would be really wild to see somebody that actually looked like this in real life. So for that reason alone, I think you've got to suspend your disbelief a little bit and just ignore the joints. Just, they're there. Just ignore them. I mean, I don't have a problem ignoring them. I'm fine to ignore them. I think the level of shine on it, depending on how you pose him and depending on where you've got him, what the lighting conditions in the area that you've got him in, I think depending on those things, you may not notice the joints. That's the thing about this level of shine, is that it actually could hide a fair bit. Like even some of the pictures do hide things a little bit pretty well, I think. So yeah, I understand the complaints. I get it. However, I don't have a big problem with it. I've wanted this, for those of you who are Silver Surfer fans or know the history of the character in terms of the comics. You had your Kirby Silver Surfer and you had your Mobius Silver Surfer. To me, this looks like a Mobius Silver Surfer. I just get that vibe from it. And while the Kirby Silver Surfer is the true Silver Surfer, the Mobius Silver Surfer was definitely, if it was an A or B situation, it wouldn't be that. It would be A and 1A. So for me, at least anyway, but I loved Mobius Silver Surfer. So this is no issues for me. I see the joints. I understand that they're joints. I guess I just don't care, if that makes any sense. And I understand why a lot of other people do, but I'm fine with it because I understand that there's just no other way to do this. And the only alternative is don't do a Silver Surfer. I don't like that alternative. I prefer to at least have one. And this is the one we're getting. And I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem. But there are a lot of people who do. There are a lot of people who really, really complained about this. And they're entitled to their opinions. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But in my opinion, it doesn't bother me because of how I said and how you said there, Winman. Yeah, there's no other way to do this. It just isn't. Unless the only reason I would be mad if I were to find out later that Hot Toys actually has some kind of technology that allows them to do it. Oh wait, what are you saying? Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there was. If you haven't seen Crimson Tide, everybody, it's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. But yes, that's right. That's right. He did have that conversation, and he was right in that movie too. So there you go. But yeah, the main thing for me is that I look at this and I see Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer, and I don't care about the joints. Again, like I was saying, if we were to find out down the road somewhere that Hot Toys actually could have done it with a silicone body and gotten this effect with a seamless body, then we have a reason to be mad. You know what? Then I'd have a reason to complain. But keep in mind too, electroplating is not cheap, and that will definitely raise the cost a little bit. And in order to get this level of a finish on it, on a silicone body, if they were even able to do it, which I don't believe they are, those Hano, that as a Hano figure, it would have been priced as like a regular Hot Toys figure. There'd be no reason to do it with Hano because you wouldn't get that Hano price point. It would have to be a regular Hot Toys price point. So, there's that. Keep that in mind as well. But yeah. Yeah, I guess in the long and short of it is I understand the complaints. I get it. It just doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Like I said, because I don't believe there was any other way that they could do it. And the way that they've done this works, I think, because of the shine on the body. And I think that shine will hide a lot of the joints when you have this in hand. I think there's a lot of those joints you're not even going to notice because of how shiny it is. And some people had compared it to that situation with the Spider-Man 2099 figure from Into the Spider-Verse, when they first announced that one, and all of its joints were visible, and a lot of people were complaining about that. And again, that one I get, because that one just seemed like maybe they were being a little bit lazy, mainly because you could easily have done that, have made that a seamless body. And they did listen. Howard does listen. Howard does watch our streams. He does. I'm positive that he does watch some of our streams, not all of ours. He probably has no idea who I am, but there are much bigger YouTubers out there that talk about this stuff. And I'm sure that he's watching to get the lay of the land. And, if there's a big enough outcry and there's something he can do, he'll do it. And that is the perfect example of the Spider-Man 2099 or 2099. He fixed it. They gave it a seamless body. And yeah, excuse me, it looks a lot better. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It looks much, much better with a seamless body. But they could do that with that one because they don't have to electroplate. They don't have to chrome finish the whole thing. Silver Surfer, different animal, completely different animal. This figure, you couldn't do it. I don't believe they could do it, and again, even if they could, there'd be no point in making it a Hano figure because it wouldn't be priced like a Hano figure. They couldn't possibly price it that way. So yeah, I'm basically, again, I like it. I think it looks really good. I don't have a problem with the joints. I have a very strong suspicion that when you have this piece in hand, you're not gonna see um you're not gonna see the joints. I think you're gonna have it's gonna be so shiny you're not gonna notice them. That's just my feeling on it. But yeah. So yeah, Silver Surfer. Are you gonna get it? I am. I like it. I think it looks really good. And I'm gonna really love putting this with my Doctor Doom. Because that Doctor Doom, if you don't know, that Doctor Doom is awesome. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, if Hano made it, you definitely wouldn't get it with the surfboard and in that price range. There's just no chance that you would end up. It would be a regular priced Hot Toys figure. That's what they would have to price it up as. And even then, I think it would even be it would be on a higher end Hot Toys cost. I don't even think it would be a cheap Hot Toys figure. I think it would be a more expensive one. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, so that's enough about that one. So I'm just there we go. So we're gonna look at another one now. This one is much, much more recent. As in like literally the other day. So I'll tell you what. What do we think about this guy? Now, the main complaining I've heard, of course, is how many Mandalorian figures do we have now? There's so many already. It's, that's the general consensus, is that people are kind of over the Mandalorian Hot Toys figures. And again, I get it. I understand that. There have been a lot of Mando figures. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. There definitely have been a lot of Mando figures. However, we've gone through, I think, there was the first one with the Mandalorian and the child before they had given him his name, and he was in the other pram, the little other hover pram that they had, and then we got the Beskar armor version, and then not long after they announced that one and people pre-ordered that, they announced the chrome Beskar version, which was much shinier. It was dinged up. They made it look beat up, which was good, but it was another version. And that one came with the spear, and it came with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt. And obviously we've had a million different variations of Baby Yoda or little Grogu's over the last few years since they started making the Mandalorian figures. But the big criticism has been obviously that, okay, how many more of these do we need? There's gonna be another run of Mando figures, and I say, yeah, obviously. This is a new movie. It's the costume is different. His armor is a little bit is different. They've definitely improved the level of shine on it. Like whatever they were doing when they chromed the other one. Now it might have been deliberate, I don't know, but they definitely made the other one a little more beat up looking, like it had wear and tear on it. But it was still, chrome, whatever. This one looks like there's no blemishes on it. Like it looks like it might actually be chrome. Obviously it's not, but it's very shiny. Also his undersuit, the flight suit he wears underneath his armor, is not gray. It's definitely a darker brown color. which it always kind of, I think it was in the show too. I think they didn't, I'm not sure if that color before was very accurate. But at any rate, yeah, they have a brown flight suit. And also they seem to have removed the fat suit. He seems much slimmer than previous versions of the Mandalorian of Din Djarin here. And I do like the new pram. I'm not gonna lie. I do like this new little hover pram. It kind of has a little race car vibe to it. I don't know. But and Grogu is like, he's cute. Come on. He's cute. Why wouldn't you like Grogu? But yeah, I think this is probably the best, I think. The best Pedro Pascal head sculpt I've seen so far in terms of just getting his likeness. Like, they've all been good, don't get me wrong. Even for other figures, like that Fantastic Four Pedro is great. I actually really like that one. It looks a little bit less like him. It looks enough like him that you know who it is, but at the same time, it's not 100%. But I really like this one. And yes, I don't have a Mandalorian Grogu either. I did. At one time, I had the Mandalorian child before he got the Beskar armor. I've never had a Beskar Mandalorian ever. I sold that one, the Mandalorian child, about 5 years ago. I'm gonna say it was like 20. I think it was like 2020, maybe, when I sold it. It was like right at the very beginning of COVID. Yeah, I just because I wanted to get the Beskar one, and then I never did. So there's that. But here we go. I'm definitely going to get this. And the reason for the reason being that I like this version of the suit best. I think this one is I think they've really gotten it right here. And he's absolutely more posable than the other one. Like I said, the other one, I think they had the fat suit underneath, and that thing makes it really difficult because he doesn't hold his poses very well. He's hard to make bend in certain ways very well. But the armor makes that difficult to an extent as well. But with the fat suit, it made it even harder. Now, without the fat suit, I think we get much better, much more dynamic poses out of him. Yeah, like, so Winman says, I'm thinking of look for one of the other Mando and Grogu would be cheaper. Don't really want to display the face sculpt. Yeah, I honestly, I'll never use the face sculpt. I'm kind of in that same boat. I'm for me, the Mandalorian is his helmet. I mean, in terms of his identity. Only there's a way to use. Yeah. Somebody needs to get on that. Hot Toys. Howard, let's get some those how you can get those desktop things where like the Death Star and it levitates because of magnets. Let's do something like that. I mean, why not? You could do it. It's been done. The technology is available. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that this figure, while there are a lot of Mandalorian figures out there, so you're not, if you are a fan, you're spoiled for choice. There's a lot you can get. You can get this deluxe version. You can get the regular version too, which I believe doesn't come with the pram. I think that's the major difference. But I could be wrong. I'd have to look at that. But I mean, this one, he comes with his rifle thing again, which is great. But like, see the posability, see what you can get. You can completely get the bending arms. You can get a lot more dynamic posing out of this, and I'm positive that's because they've taken the fat suit out. But yeah, like I won't ever have him posed like this. I'll never have that. I just why would I do that? I don't need him to look like Pedro Pascal. And I understand why they've done this is because obviously in the movie he's going to be without his helmet on probably hopefully not a lot because I prefer him with the helmet on, but you never know. But he's going to have his helmet off at least a few times. So I'm thinking that's probably why we got the head sculpt with him. But he comes with some really cool accessories too, I think, which again, you don't get in any of the other versions. He has a short sword, as you can see here. Now, I believe that is something he's going to use during the fights that we've seen in the trailer where he's doing that fight scenes and he's like the different the Dajaric monsters and Rod of the Hutt. Sort of gladiatorial combat there. I think that's where the sword is going to be used. And for those of you who don't know, a short sword like this is called a gladius. Little history for you in terms of archaeologist. So a gladius is the short sword that was used by fighters in gladiatorial combat. It's a short sword. And yeah, they've got him with one, so I'm thinking that's when he uses it. Is probably during that scene. But yeah, like see here, you see him with the helmet on, and the armor is just gleaming in the light. I'm very keen on this figure. Plus, they've really gone out of their way to make detail that the the weapons are very highly detailed. His rifle is very highly detailed, and so is the pistol, apparently. They really want to pose this with the helmet off, don't they? They really want to show off that head sculpt. Like I said, it is probably the best Pedro Pascal head sculpt I've seen them do so far, in my opinion. It really looks like him. Like, that's shockingly good. That's him. That's 100% him. And it's kind of a shame because I'll never use it. So, I mean, to me, the Mandalorian is the helmet. That's all I'm saying. Someone told me that Grogu is gonna do a heel turn in this film, turn to the dark side. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. I'm guessing you're probably wrong. Although it would be interesting. I mean, right. Okay. You know what? It would be very interesting if they did that. I don't think they will, but it would be really very interesting if they did that. But yeah, great head sculpt. Like, look at the hair. They've really nailed the hair too. Like, they've even got like little. You can see my mouse is moving there, but like it shows the hair is shaggy a little bit on the top, and this is sculpted too. This is not artisan. Hot Toys is the king of sculpted hair. Honest to God, I've not been able to find the only sculpted hair lately, like recently, all their sculpted hair has been amazing. The only one I would be critical of lately, and if you go and look at the pictures on the Sideshow website or any of the where you see all the photos of the figures, Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four, her hair sculpt is not great. It doesn't look like it moves very well. And it's kind of a weird, unnatural color. I don't know. That's not my favorite figure. I think now the face sculpt is great. It looks just like Vanessa Kirby. I think they did a really, really good job. That being said, the hair isn't working really that well for me. I don't know. But here's an interesting thing. What have we here? They're teasing a new snowtrooper. Now, I have a theory, and I don't know if I'll be proven right or proven wrong. But here's my theory. We've all seen the bits and pieces in the trailers that show that that he's on a snow planet at some point. They've not named it. We don't know exactly where he is. And I thought it might just be okay, it's another snow or ice planet or something along those lines. And then I saw that Budweiser commercial, the Budweiser style commercial for the Mandalorian and Grogu that was on the Super Bowl, that aired during the Super Bowl. And there were Tauntauns. I don't think that was just necessarily meant to be just a thing. I think that they showed Tauntauns in that trailer because there are Tauntauns in the movie, and we'll see Tauntauns in the movie. If we see Tauntauns in the movie, I say they're on Hoth. That's what I think. I think they're going to be on Hoth. The other thing too is that because it seems like they're dealing with a remnant, an Imperial remnant cell, in that situation with the AT-ATs and the as we used to call them, the Snowwalkers, if you're old enough. Yeah. I like I was saying, I think it is Hoth. I mean, it could turn out to just be another snow planet or somewhere that there's like a frozen desert on a snow planet. I think it's Hoth. My personal opinion. But like I was saying, the fact that he's dealing with an Imperial remnant leads me to believe, because of that maybe if it's an Imperial remnant, wouldn't the best place for Imperials to go and hide, because they are in hiding at this point while they're collecting all their strength, would be old Rebel bases. And one of the most famous old Rebel bases is Echo Base on Hoth. So I think they're on Hoth. Now, let's say they're on Hoth. That's where part of this movie is going to take place. They've showed us Tauntauns in that little, Super Bowl commercial / trailer thing. If there are going to be Tauntauns, are we going to get Tauntauns? Is Hot Toys going to make Tauntauns? Obviously, I'm in desperate desire for that. I want Tauntauns. If we get those, then I guarantee you Hoth Luke and Hoth Han Solo are not far behind with the coat, with their winter gear on. I'm 100% convinced of that. And yes, if they show them, they have to do it. Hot Toys. Howard, I just want to just look, camera one here. Please make Tauntauns. The collecting community, the Star Wars fan collecting community, of which I know you are one, is begging you, please give us Tauntauns. It would be so amazing. I'm the only reason why I could say that he might not do it is if he is planning on doing it at all, he might be waiting for the 50th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. And if that's the case, I could forgive him for not doing it now. Then again, there's nothing that differentiates Tauntauns, one Tauntaun from another. So you could just make the Tauntauns. You could put the Mandalorian and Grogu label on the box. Doesn't matter, because the Tauntaun itself can be used for Empire Strikes Back or Mandalorian. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever. And that way we get them sooner. But yeah, anyway, that's my theory. I think it's Hoth, and I think we're going to get, I believe there's a good chance that Howard's going to give us Tauntauns. I don't know. If they show you, like Winman said, if they show them, they have to make, like, you got to do them. We've gotten blurgs. Nobody asked for a blurg. We got blurgs, which are cool. Don't get me wrong. I didn't get one, but I mean, it was a cool creature. Best thing, we got dewbacks, and I have a dewback. He's up there too. You can't see him. I had to put him on top of the case because he's that big. So I mean, if you can do a dewback, you can do tauntauns. Surely you can do tauntauns. So that's just my theory on that. I've been thinking that since I saw that Super Bowl spot. Tauntauns are coming. But again, obviously always the rolling eyes, which is fine. I mean, that seems to be the standard now. I don't think that's a thing that they are going to use. It used to be like, oh, it's deluxe now because of that. No, even the non-deluxe figures are coming with the rolling eyes. So that's obviously become standard. And here, as you can see, specially applied electroplated finish. And you can see how shiny it is. Like this is better than the chrome Beskar Mando that we got a couple of years ago. This is way better. But yeah, it's definitely a step up from what they did. But like, see, you can see how much better. I don't know if I can make that a little bit bigger. The detail on the rifles or on the rifle that is really, really well done. Like they really nailed that. It's got the flamethrower thing again, which obviously I don't. The only thing I ever used the flamethrower for was my Jango Fett. I used the flamethrower on him. But yeah, it's but yeah, yeah, everybody's doing rolling eyes now. So I don't think they can ever go back to static eye. The only people that aren't doing rolling eyes at the moment that not the only ones, but of the figures that I collect, are X06. X06 is not doing rolling eyes yet for their Star Trek figures. I'm in the process still of collecting the Star Trek Next Generation. I want to get the bridge crew. That's what I'm collecting out right now. So far, I've got Captain Picard, Data, Geordi, and Dr. Crusher. Obviously, Geordi, you don't need to do rolling eyes function on. But none of them have it. So clearly they haven't. I mean, they haven't quite gotten that technology, I guess, yet, or they don't feel they need to do it. And honestly, that's fine. I don't care that much with those figures because I just want my Next Generation representation, for which I have pre-ordered the Riker. They just announced Riker, so I've got Commander Riker pre-ordered, and I'll get them all. I'll get when they announce a Worf, I'll get the Worf. When they do Counselor Troy, I'll get that. The only one I didn't get was Wesley Crusher, mainly because that head sculpt was terrible. It was really bad. But also, like most people who watched Next Generation back in the day, I found Wesley to be kind of annoying. I just don't need him on the bridge. And it's also, he's not when he was a kid figure, right? Like it's more of that gray suit with the little stripes that went like across here. It wasn't in his uniform. So he doesn't look like a bridge crew person. So I didn't need him. Anyway, sidetrack. Yeah, they don't do the rolling eyes. So there's that. But yeah, the detail in the weapons is really, really cool. I'm glad that they've made that change because I remember this rifle on the older version was not this detailed, and it looks like they've gone to far more effort to make it accurate, and that's great. I'm glad to see that. Obviously we've got two little Grogus actually for this one. We've got a standing Grogu and it's a sitting Grogu that goes in the pram if you want to use the pram. So this is the one that you can have where he's hanging onto his back. And then you've got a little version that sits in the pram and can put his hands on the controls. which I think is cool. I mean, it's nice to get little versions of Grogu. I really like Grogu. I do. I can't help it. I just think he's adorable. Um, but yeah, so that's what you get with this, in terms of everything. So you've got the pram, the sitting Grogu, the standing Grogu, and then that's the deluxe version. But the question is this enough to make this worth it? And the chatter in collecting land has not been overly what's the word I'm looking for? Complimentary, maybe that's it. I think the idea that they're doing yet another Mando irritates some people, and that's fine. You don't have to get it. It's not, but I mean, if you're mad that they're doing one, then to that I say that's ridiculous to be angry at them for doing this and for putting it out now. I know that there are other figures people want. People want to have, oh, I want, where's this figure, or where's that figure, or this is the one I want. That's the one I want. You haven't done this one. You haven't done that one. I understand that, but this movie is coming out in a month, I think. Maybe not a month, maybe a month and a half. I'm not 100% sure. I forget what the release date is, but it's soon. It's very soon. And naturally, Hot Toys wants to capitalize on that, and they want to get these figures out now. So it makes perfect sense that they would do that. So I don't see the problem that they're announcing this now. It makes sense that they would announce it now. They're trying to capitalize on the hype of the new movie, and that's totally fine. But yeah, like, I guess my basic point is you can't be mad at a company that is here to make money and makes these figures. This is what they do. This is their job. It's exactly. It's a film. It's not like this is a show, right? Like the TV shows, they seem to take their time more with a little bit. Like they don't announce things right away. But in terms of this being a movie, it's going to have it's got a movie budget. It's got a big screen feel. It's going to be different. I think it's not going to be like the show in that sense. And so when you've got that going on, and that's, you've got that going for you for your production, yeah, you're gonna want to get that out there. I mean, the movie itself, they have not done a great job of promoting it. Be honest, right there. They've not done a good job of it. It's been very few and far between that, where we're getting like trailers or TV spots and stuff like that. Like they should have started promoting this months ago. But they didn't, and that's whatever. That's fine. Big company pumps out 100 figures a year. Yeah, if they only made 25 a year, I get it. Yeah, exactly. This is not bumping something else. They're not making this instead of another figure. This is just coming out now because of the movie. That's it. But yeah, I think people who have a problem with that it's not that they don't understand the business aspect of it, but I think it's just maybe they're being a little selfish. I think that's really all it is. And I mean, we all do that. I mean, obviously, for years I was screaming that they should be making that Bespin Han. For years, everybody that would listen, I was saying, where is Bespin Han? Where is Bespin Han? You teased Bespin Han when they released that Bespin Leia figure. He was in the photos for that. And then it was a good, oh my God. I don't know how many years. We're like, gotta be talking 7-8 years, no Bespin Han. And it just became like this thing that nobody thought they were ever really going to do. And that I was getting so frustrated that every time they'd announce a new Star Wars figure, I'm like, where's Bespin Han? Like, so here's the thing. Yeah, I was being selfish because I wanted Bespin Han. and it didn't seem like I was getting Bespin Han. So I mean, you know, for that reason alone, I get the desire by collectors that you want the things you want, and you don't care about the other stuff that you don't want. Um, but you know, you can't think of it that way, if you know what I mean. Like you have to keep in mind there are a lot of collectors in this community. I mean, we are a small community, but in terms of people that who buy these things because we love these properties, because we love Star Wars, because we love Marvel, we love movies, just, you know, generally speaking, everybody wants something, and you just can't get everything at the same time. You just can't. But I understand that. So basically what I'm saying is, yeah, the I think the level of frustration with this figure from a lot of collectors is because it's not what they wanted. I think that's what it is. They didn't want this, they wanted something else. But as I said, you're going to get this because the movie is about to come out, and you have to understand that. So there's that. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna get this. I've not yet pre-ordered it, but I will. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, this is definitely going to be one I'm going to get. As I said, I had a Mando with Grogu before, but it was the first one, and this one looks like a massive upgrade. It's even a massive upgrade to the old Chrome Mando, the Beskar Mando. This is a much better version of that. So, like you would expect, the movie is going to be a much cooler, better thing. You know, everything has its time, and I think this is now my time to get a Mando and Grogu because I want it. That's just that simple. And yeah, the Pedro Pascal head sculpt is probably going to stay in the box. Or I'll not stay in the box. I might keep it in a bag of accessories and just put it away, and then maybe if I want to swap it out for, I don't know, for pictures or something. But chances are I won't. I'm going to keep the helmet on because this is the way. So yeah, that's another bit of controversy that we've had for the last this past week. Now, moving on a little bit from the controversial, those of you who maybe noticed today, we got this, and I want you to. I'm curious to know what we think, because I'm kind of really excuse me, I'm really excited about it. I don't even need to say too much because there she is, Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, young Winona Ryder. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I'm on the list. I've RSVP'd for it. It is I believe it's not a Hot Toys, it's a Sideshow, I think. But that said, I still really like it. I'm not against this figure at all. I would love to see them go further down. I was in a chat earlier this afternoon, and I would very much like to see them go a little further down this line. Now, obviously, the issue is you know, Sideshow has not always been the best when it comes to their 6 scale figures. However, that said, here, I'm trying to make this bigger. I guess that's as big as I can make it. That said, while no, they haven't always been the best, they have made some real good, real good moves forward in their figures in the last little while. And yes, it was Costa that I was talking to, Costa and Press X and Mandy. We were sort of chatting about it. If they are using a Phison body, that's amazing. I don't know. If it is, I'm even more excited about it. But yeah, I think this looks really good. But like I was saying, that the Sideshow has been doing not too bad in the last, like, I have the Tim Curry Pennywise, and that's one of their more recent figures. I love this figure. I love it. I'm a big fan of Tim Curry Pennywise. I've always loved it. Is just, it hits that sort of, it hits some nostalgic button for me, that movie. I love the new movies too. Like the Skarsgård Pennywise is amazing as well. I love him. But Tim Curry, and you can't see him, he's just off screen. He's like right there. This figure was it was one of my most anticipated figures right before it came out, and I was extremely excited to get it. But I'd heard a lot of the horror stories about Sideshow figures. Now, I do have other Sideshow figures, older ones. I have the and this doesn't count, but it's still technically a figure. I have the Han Solo frozen in carbonite, so I never have to worry about him, about his joints failing or anything like that, or not standing up properly. And I love that figure. No one else has done one. So you want a 6 scale Han Solo frozen in carbonite with a really cool base. I have to say they did a really good job with that one. I don't think it needed to be quite as expensive as it was. It's basically a block, but it's a really cool block. But it's a really good figure, and I'm not sure. I haven't checked on it lately, but I'm pretty sure it's gone. I think it's off the wait list now, or it's on the wait list, and it may be just done, sold out. I don't know. But that figure I have. I also have the AT-AT driver, the Empire Strikes Back AT-AT driver, and I also love that figure. I would love for Hot Toys to do that. And from what I understand, we might get AT-AT drivers in Mandalorian and Grogu, and they're going to look, obviously, it's the same. It's around the same time period, because obviously that movie that story, Mandalorian story, takes place only 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So, and the remnant stormtroopers, like, they were all wearing their old armor. So if they do AT-AT drivers, I'm going to finally be able to get me some Hot Toys AT-AT drivers, and I'm going to be very happy about it. But as I was saying, the Sideshow version, it holds up. Now, I've only ever kept him in a museum pose. Basically, he's just standing with his gun. But I still really like it. It looks really cool, and their detail is phenomenal. They did a really good job with that. But like I said, Sideshow has been able in the past to do really good work. They have other things where they drop the ball. Like, there are other pieces they've done that are not good at all. But for the most part, they do good work from time to time. And I have to hope that this Lydia Dietz is going to be one of those figures that they just do a good job with, and that they nail it. I want them to nail it. I want them to succeed, because Hot Toys isn't doing Lydia Dietz. They're just not. I don't know if they were going to, if they ever had plans to. I don't know, but I would love it if they did, but I just don't think they will. And I think the likeness is pretty good. I mean, this looks like a prototype of a prototype. I don't think this is going to be the final product at all. I'm pretty sure they're going to make changes to that head sculpt. or at least, make it a little bit more accurate. And the sculpted hair, I don't mind the sculpted hair. That's fine. But yeah, it's I think this could be the beginning of maybe a line. Like, do we get, again, in our chat, we were talking about, does this mean we're going to get Catherine O'Hara? Because yes, please. I want the Catherine O'Hara from the dinner scene with the hair, with her little, what were they, like spirally wisps that she'd stuck to her face. Like, I want that version. Otho, that'd be another one. I was saying that, am I bad for kind of like, I'm a completionist. I'll say that. Am I bad for wanting the dad too? Charles? Obviously, I understand. The actor, I'm separating the actor from the character. But Curly, yeah, I think maybe curly cues. I don't know. They're a little, you know what I mean? They were she took the wisps and made things, and she stuck them to her face and made little spirals, and you know what I mean. But yeah, the Charles one, I mean, I would like, you know what I would like to see, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? I would like to see Hot Toys, because they've already done the other Beetlejuice, the from the sequel. So slightly older looking Beetlejuice, but still looks amazing. They could do older Lydia and older Delia. Yeah, the Catherine O'Hara's character's name was Delia. They could do the older version of her. They could include the father in that, but with no head, with the shark on him. I think that would be a great figure to have him just to have him in a collection standing there with, like, just, this part of him gone. I think that would be really funny. But they could do that and do it from a Beetlejuice line. And then Hot Toys keeps doing their first Beetlejuice movie line. Because if you remember, last year they did release a new version of Beetlejuice, which I don't have, but I'm tempted to get. Even though I'm getting the Hot Toys one, I'm tempted to get the other one as well, because he looks younger. He's a little bit, he looks more like he did in the first film, whereas the new one, he looks more like from the second film, which again, I thought looked great. And, but the thing is that one comes with the tombstone, the Here Lies Beetlejuice tombstone. I really want that. The sideshow one where he's younger does not come with that. It's a more of a bare bones figure. But at any rate, if they do a line of Beetlejuice, if they complete a line, and they've already done Beetlejuice himself, they got Lydia. If they do Otho, Delia, I'm trying to think of the other characters. Of course, Adam and Barbara. Like, I want to see all. I would love. Adam and Barbara would have so many other head sculpts that you could do. That when they try and be scary, and they've got the heads are all. There's so much they could do with that. So I'm crossing my fingers that this is kind of the opening. The opening salvo of a line. I think that maybe it is. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Would be my main thing. But so far so good. I really like this. I do think it looks really good. And when, like I said, I'm on the RSVP. So if something comes up, I'm going to find out about it. And that'll be great. But yeah, there was one last thing before I go, because we'll keep this one more short and sweet, because it's just me. But before I go, I'm going to pull this up because I I just this is something I was not expecting, and a friend of mine sent me this, and I was instantly thinking, "Oh God." I like my movie monsters. Okay, that's basically what I'm getting at here. Very much. Uh, it's gonna because you're gonna see what I'm talking about, and you're gonna be going, "Oh yeah." Um, so I'm just gonna share this with you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And here you go, Brundlefly. Um, I'm I'm not sure what to do about this one because I really, really would like to get this. Now, this is a quarter scale statue. So this thing is big. This is not a six scale figure. We're just for the moment, we're dipping out of six scale figures for a second. But I mean, look like this thing. I don't like it's big. It's quarter scale. Like he's 16 inches tall. But look at that detail, honestly. Um, like they've done like look how gooey he looks. Like it's just literally it's like he's just birthed. But I mean, it looks so good, right? Like Hot Toys. Sideshow does and the thing is this isn't Sideshow. So there is that. But look at this. That's amazing. This is Sideshow. Like, and there's bits of him as he's falling off, as his human parts are falling off. Oh God, that's awesome. But yeah, like this is it's not just Sideshow. Hold on, I'll tell you what. It's it's Sideshow and Premium Collectibles Studio is the studio that's doing this. But yeah, this is like it's like a partnered thing they've done. Um, but like this is just so cool. I'm really kind of tempted. Now, there's also the deluxe edition that comes with the pod, which wow. Like that blows me away. Yeah, I'm I'm kind of morbid with stuff like this. I love my movie monsters. I just do. Um, especially my 80s movie monsters. Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, not just like those are slashers more or less, but they're still monsters, you know. And that's kind of my thing. I really enjoy that stuff. Um, but that said, like this thing even comes with the pod and look at it's 20 it's almost 2 feet tall, 23 and a half inches. That's crazy. This thing is massive. I will not get this version. As much as I would love to get this, like this would be amazing. I would love to have this. Um, like broken glass, everything. This is like look at the detail. This is really cool. Even the smoke, the smoke pouring out of the pod after it's done, and the broken glass, the broken window in the pod. Like this thing, I would love to have this. Um, I don't yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I don't know if you can see it. This is $2,277.20 Canadian. So, um, needless to say, I would probably be in a lot of trouble if I got this. My wife makes the concession for me when it comes to Star Wars and things like that, in 6 scale. This I would have a very difficult time justifying. It's not to say that I wouldn't try and justify it. I just don't think I would be very successful. But yeah, so it's $2,200 and $2,277 Canadian. I don't know what that let's see, what is that in US? Oh, did I just miss it? Was here. All right, don't mind my flashing screen. It was here a second ago. Did I miss it? Oh, maybe I lost it. Let's just go the fly and see what it says. Oh, there we go. Let's just for a sec. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the prices in US. Okay. $1,590 US for the one that comes with the pod. And the non-pod version is $895. So those are the US prices. It doesn't matter. For me, it costs $22.77. And as I said, I will get divorced. I will be in a lot of trouble. But regardless, anyway, it's that is a figure that I really like that. It's not even a figure. Sorry, what am I saying? It's a statue. It's a quarter scale statue. I really like it. I would have a hard time, like I said, justifying that, but you know, it is what it is. You can't have everything. You can't. And if you think you can, you're lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. It's just, that's what it is. And yeah, it is. It's a really, really good looking piece. It's also about space. I mean, right now we're not in a house, we're in a condo. So I'm not going to take space away from things that I would prioritize over that, just so that I could have that too, if you know what I mean. If we had more room, absolutely. And at some point we will. I mean, this is not our last stop, obviously. We're going to move at some point. And when we do, yes, if I've got the space, I could see myself trying to hunt that thing down at some point, but I can't do it yet. I just can't. But yeah, it's a really nice quarter scale statue. Well done. Well done. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else really to bring up. I mean, we kind of touched on the mild sort of, not the non-traversies of the last week and a bit of announcements. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to talk about right now, so I think that's probably going to be it for me. Yeah, I think that's it. Unless there's something that pops into my head in the next 5 seconds. Nope. Nothing. I can't think of anything else. So I think we're good. I think we're going to call it. But yeah, thank you, Winman. Yes, you're right. You're right. Tonight is the night. And so I'm unfortunately going to be I'm going to be away over the next couple of days, so I'm not going to be able to do a stream. So hopefully it's nothing overly exciting that I'm just going to be cursing myself for not being able to get on here and talk to you guys about it. But it is what it is, right? But yeah, I don't think anything else came out this week for me. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's it. So Yeah, we're gonna call it. But thank you, Winman. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody else who joined in to watch. I really appreciate you guys popping in. Remember, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. It allows the algorithm to know that I'm getting engagement. And subscribe to the channel. You know, I've got 56 followers. I'd really love to get to 100 at some point during this summer. So I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And I do apologize again for the audio snafu at the beginning of this stream. That was I'm a dummy. But yeah. Yeah, I do. He is great, by the way. That's him there for anyone else who's looking. Yeah, I love that movie. Quick story before we go. There is a movie a movie, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a film festival that happens here in Toronto every year. Right around Halloween. Usually it's in early October. And it's all horror movies. But new, like all new, like coming out things. It's not showing old movies. It's like all new stuff. It's such a great thing. And they showed Trick or Treat before it came out on the in the main, like in theaters. Trick or Treat was one of the movies in this film festival that I watched, and I instantly fell in love with it. It is by far one of my favorite Halloween themed movies ever. I love a good anthology movie. Anthologies are awesome when they're done right. They're awesome. But I saw Trick or Treat there. That's also where I saw Dead Snow. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Dead Snow. But it's really good. Basically it's zombie Nazis. it's a good movie. But yeah, I saw that there. Oh god, there's so many. I've gone to that thing a bunch of years, and it's a great film festival. But yeah, that's where I first saw Trick or Treat, and I love that movie. I literally watch. It's like, you know how Christmas movies you watch it every year. Like you'll watch things every year. Yeah, you know what I mean. Dead Snow was great. Trick or Treat is I every year on October 1st till October 31st we watch a scary movie, a Halloween scary movie. It doesn't have to be set at Halloween. It doesn't have to be Halloween is in the theme, but just a horror movie leading up to October 31st. So Halloween night, we watch Trick or Treat. That's always the last one we watch. So it's like watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Or no, you know what? It's like watching the Alastair Sim Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve. That's kind of what I look at it as. But yeah, we watch movies all through October until we get to October 31st, and then we watched the good Halloween movie that we both love, Trick or Treat, and that's the thing. Yeah, every year. Yeah, there was a sequel to Dead Snow. Wasn't quite as good, but it was still good. But it wasn't quite as good. But yeah, it's just become a thing that we do. Halloween, October 31st is our wedding anniversary too. We got married on Halloween. So that gives you an idea of who I am as a person. But yeah, it's a fun thing, and that figure, I love that figure. A friend of mine got it before I did. They got it about a year before, maybe almost 2 years before I got it, because I ended up getting it on a wait list. It converted on a wait list for me. But they had it for a couple of years, and they didn't like it. They didn't like how it posed. They didn't like They felt, I don't know what their problem with it was. But I got it, and I think the problem is they didn't pose it right, and they didn't know how to move it. And I think they left the arms were like this, and it's just they just didn't know how to pose it properly, and so it doesn't, it didn't look as good. But when I got mine in, I was carefully, I was, checking the stress on the shoulders to make sure I could do. And yeah, you can move his arms out more if you just be patient, you can get it. And you can puff out his little onesie that he's wearing. So this figure can look really, really good, and it does. He's a great figure, and the base is really cool too. The sidewalk base with the grass, it's got like real like turf grass, so it feels like grass. It's really good. I really like it. But yeah, it's a great figure. I love my Sam figure. He's one of my horror figures that one of the ones I do have. Like I've got Sam, I've got Tim Curry Pennywise, I've got Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. I think that of what I have in hand right now. I guess you could call Scorch Xenomorph horror in a way. I don't know, maybe not. It's still scary. But yeah, in terms of horror figures, I think that's all I've got right now. But the second my waitlist converts on Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers, I'm grabbing those. The second I can grab those, I'm grabbing those. Because I want to put together a little horror shelf. Just because I like that stuff. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying before, that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about today. So yeah, please, like I said, please like the video. Please like this video. If you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow it, because I'm really trying to grow it. It's not easy, because I can't make a video every day. I don't have time. I don't have the time right now to do that. I will focus more on it during the summer, because my day job is winding down for the season. So I will have summers off for the most part. So I'll be able to make more videos and do more live streams for sure. And actually have some guest panelists on, maybe, hopefully, if they're available. For me, like I said, because of my timing, it's hard for me to okay. Thanks, Winman. Thanks for always being here. It's hard for me to do a live stream at a time when everybody's available. So that's unfortunate for me. But like I said, during the summer, I will have much more flexibility, so I can probably get more people on. But in the meantime, you got me where you got me, and this is what I'm doing at the moment. Today was the only day this week that I could do a live stream. I'm going to try and keep it to Saturdays. Saturday afternoons is going to be my target date for live streaming. So just so you know that going forward. But yes, as I said, please like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to my channel. And there's more collecting fun and stuff coming out. I'm going to be talking about it. You guys want to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it. So yeah, thank you everyone who was here today. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for listening to me talk, and so that I wasn't just talking to myself. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Yeah, that's it. Okay. You guys all take care.